Good morning, children. This is your social science class, and in this class, we will continue our chapter Inside Our Earth. This is our geography chapter number 2. So, before we start today's class, let's quickly recall what we have learnt in our previous class. In our previous class, children, we have learned about the 3 layers of the earth. As you know, the layers of the earth, remember that the first layer of the earth, which is the outermost layer of the earth, is called the crust. And this is the layer on which we live, that is the lithosphere. This crust is made up of rocks and soil. Beneath the crust, we have second layer, which is known as the mantle. And here, in this mantle, molten materials are found. Remember what is molten materials? The rocks in the molten form, which comes out when a volcano erupts. And in the center is the core. And we also discussed that the core is further divided into 2 parts, the upper core and the inner core. And a surprisingly fact what we have discussed is that the inner core is the solid and the outer core is in liquid form. Now children, we will continue our chapter, and in today's class we will study about rocks and minerals. Now what are rocks, children? Rocks, any natural material or mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth crust. That means any natural thing which is found on the earth or mineral matter is known as rock. Now we have 3 types of rocks. The first is igneous rocks, second is sedimentary rocks, and the third is metamorphic rocks. Now we will study about these 3 rocks in detail. Now the first type of rock is the igneous rocks. Now what are igneous rocks? Now children, igneous rocks are formed from cooling of magma. Remembered we discussed about this magma in our previous class, that this is the molten rocks inside the earth surface. Now these igneous rocks, the word igneous comes from a Latin word ignis. And what do we mean by ignis? Ignis means fire. So why fire? Because the rocks which form the igneous rocks are burning hot from the magma. They are formed from the magma. Now, when molten magma cools, it becomes solid, and rocks formed in this way are called as igneous rocks. That means they are formed from the igneous rocks. And see children, these igneous rocks are also known as primary rocks. Now what do you mean by this primary rocks? Primary rocks means that they are the first to be formed on the earth's surface. They are the first rocks to be formed on the earth's surface. Now further we can divide igneous rocks into 2 parts, intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. Now what are intrusive igneous rocks, children? Intrusive igneous rocks are formed when the magma cools inside the earth's surface. What this means inside the earth's surface? See children, what happens that sometimes the molten material or the magma could not come out, and it started cooling inside the earth's surface. And inside the earth's surface, it takes lot of time to cool as compared to cooling of it outside the earth. So the rocks formed in such a manner that when the magma cools inside the earth's surface, is known as intrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive, in. You can learn it from in. So from in, it is inside. The various examples are basalt is a type of rock which cools inside the earth surface. And because it cools inside the earth's surface and it takes lot of time, so it has fine grains, or we can say they are finely grained. So now the second type is extrusive igneous rocks. Now children, when the molten material it comes out from a volcano, it started cooling in outside the earth's surface, that is on the earth's surface. So it becomes extrusive igneous rocks. X means outside. So it is extrusive igneous rocks. And one example of it is granite is the example of extrusive igneous rocks. And because they cool quickly than intrusive igneous rocks, so they have large grains because they cool slowly. So now children, I hope that igneous rocks are clear to you, how they are formed. So let us revise it side by side. Igneous rocks are those which are formed from the molten magma. Then we have two types of igneous rocks, intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. In means inside the earth's surface, they are formed inside the earth's surface, and X means outside the earth's surface. One example of intrusive is basalt, an example of extrusive is granite. You have this question in your back exercise also. So in that question children, you will explain these both types of rocks and you will write one example of both. Then the next type of rocks are sedimentary rocks. Now what are sedimentary rocks? See the word sedimentary. This sedimentary word has also come from Latin word sedimentum. Now what does this sedimentum means? Sedimentum means settle down. That means anything which settles down. These are formed from the sediments of other rocks. What does this line means? Sediments of other rocks means that when the igneous or the third type, that is metamorphic rocks, they break down, their parts are called as sediments. Rocks often break down into smaller particles. And how they break down? It is due to action of wind, water, etc. And these broken pieces are known as sediments. These sediments, because they are broken pieces, so they are loose sediments. We call them as loose sediments. These sediments are transported by wind, water, etc. and are deposited in different places. Generally, they get deposited. What are these different places? They get deposited in ocean beds. And over the time, these sediments get compressed and form layers of rocks. Like this children, that the sediments get flown away by the river, they get deposited on the river bed. Then other sediments form its upper layer, then other sediment forms in lower layer, and by the weight of these layers, these are compressed. And when they are compressed, they form sedimentary rocks. Now I hope sedimentary rocks is clear. Then sedimentary rocks often have fossils in them, which make them an important rock. Now children, what are fossils? The question here arises. Fossils are the remains of dead plants and animals which are trapped in the layers of rocks, and they are called as fossils. So only the sedimentary rocks have fossils in them, and these are good source of fossil fuels. like we have coal, petroleum or natural gas. These we call them as fossil fuels because they are made from fossils, and these are found in sedimentary rocks. Then other examples of sedimentary rocks can be limestone, clay, shale are the other some examples. Now we quickly revise this sedimentary rocks and how they are formed. Again, this is also your question of back exercise, that the igneous and the metamorphic rocks are broken down into smaller particles with the action of wind, water, etc. These smaller particles are called as, what do we call them as? Sediments. And these sediments are transported by wind and water and are deposited in the layers. And by this process, sedimentary rocks are formed. Clear, children? Now the third types of rocks is metamorphic rocks. Now this metamorphic word, again, it has come from a Greek word, metamorphos. And what does this metamorphos means? It means change in the form. That means when one changes its form is metamorphos. Now metamorphic rocks are formed when igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to high heat, pressure or both of them. So what we can say that when igneous or sedimentary rocks are put under high heat or under high pressure or both of them, metamorphic rocks are formed. And they are formed deep inside the earth and take long time to form as compared to sedimentary and the igneous rocks. And because they take long time to form, they are harder as compared to igneous and sedimentary rocks. So what do we learn here? That when one changes its form, that means here we can take an example that clay changes its form and become slate. So slate is a metamorphic rock. Similarly, limestone changes its form under high heat. What are the conditions? How they change their form? Because of high heat, we can say, and the other reason is pressure. So because of high heat and pressure, limestone change into marble. So marble is again an example of metamorphic rocks. Then similarly we have sandstone which change into quartzite, granite which change into gneiss, and basalt change into schist. So these are the examples of metamorphic rocks. So here what we have learned, that which changes its form. Now what do you mean by changes its form, children? Again we can revise it quickly, we can repeat it, that igneous and sedimentary rocks becomes which type of rocks? Metamorphic rocks. And what is the condition of becoming them? Here again what we can say, heat and pressure. That when they are kept under heat and pressure, they become metamorphic rocks. So again children, this is your question, and in this question of your back exercise, what are metamorphic rocks? So you can write that the rocks which change its form under high heat and pressure is known as metamorphic rocks, and you can write one example also. Similarly, you have this question also in your give reasons, that limestone is changed into marble. So you can say when it is kept under high heat and pressure, it changes into marble, which is a metamorphic rocks. And these are all sedimentary rocks, and granite and basalt are igneous rocks. So we have both the examples, that these are igneous rocks and these are sedimentary rocks which change into metamorphic rock. Now I hope this is clear to you all. Now the next topic is rock cycle. Now what is rock cycle, children? Rock cycle means the transformation of one rock into another. Now how this changes? Like first, as I have told you earlier, that the igneous rocks are first formed from magma. So when this magma, it is further heated or under pressure, it comes out and forms igneous rocks. Then these igneous rocks, when again kept under pressure, or you can say that because of the action of water or winds, they are converted into, or they are broken down into sediments. And these loose sediments, they flow or they are transported and they started depositing in the ocean beds, in the layers, and formed sedimentary rocks. Now further, these sedimentary rocks, when again put under heat and pressure, what happened to it? It will become metamorphic rock. Similarly, these igneous rocks, when again it is put under heat and pressure, again what happened? That it will convert into metamorphic rock. Then again, when more heat is applied to metamorphic rock, it will again convert itself into hot magma. And then this cycle continues. It is a continuous process which keeps on moving. And this cycle keeps on moving, and the formation of rocks also keep on moving. Remember children, it always takes millions and millions of years. It is very slow process. Now you also have a question of rock cycle. In that you will draw this diagram of rock cycle. In your book it is given with the explanation of the rock cycle. Now the next topic is uses of rocks. Now as you all know, rocks are used in many purposes, like they are used for making roads, houses and buildings. Then rocks are also used in playing many games. Then sedimentary rocks are good source of fertilizers. And rocks contain fossil fuels, which we have discussed during sedimentary rocks. And in ancient time, children, you know, in Stone Age, that tools and weapons are also made up of rocks. Then these rocks also contain several minerals that we will discuss in the next topic. What are minerals? And various precious gems and stones like diamond are also found in rocks. Now the next topic is about minerals. Now what are minerals, children? Minerals are natural occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical compositions. Like salt, that is called as common salt, which we use in our home. That is also a mineral. Aluminium, diamond, which is found in, is also a mineral. So minerals may vary in color, texture, hardness and luster. So minerals are also found in rocks. Now what are the uses of minerals? They provide plant with nutrients they need to grow. That means the plants need the nutrients in form of minerals. They are also used in industries, like iron and aluminium are used in various industries. Then coal and petroleum are also important fuels, which are also minerals. And some minerals are used in medicines. There are also other minerals like metals, gemstones, which are used in making jewelry. Now that's all for the chapter. I hope the chapter is clear to you all. Now watch the PPTs which are given with the audios or with this video and do the task which is given. You can watch these videos, PPTs and this video twice or thrice to learn more. Thank you.